Yes, in the Philippines, malaki pa rin yung market natin for the usual feature phones as discussed earlier. But because of the advent of smartphone, there's upside in terms of revenue for the advertisers, because I know right now, although mobile advertising is still in its infancy, again, there hasn't been any recipe developed or strategy developed on how to do that, how to be successful in mobile advertising. But with the devices now available, being that a smartphone, the upside is there to generate revenues or monetize your content to that sense. Android phone adoption is ramped even faster, 4 times than the iPhone. This is basically an indicator for you that while the iPhone is fashionable, Android phones are more affordable. But the experience is the same. In the situation or in the landscape where we are right in the Philippines, important sa atin is yung bang for every buck or yung sulit yung binibili mo. This is very relevant because Android phone basically is now spreading like wildfire. Even the China smartphones or Android phones are there because these Android phones is enabling people to get access to the internet, enabling people to consume content, enabling people to interact. What does this mean? It only indicates that while the Android phone is actually giving access to everybody, TV and radio has now the access or the device or the platform to take advantage of in the future. And how do we do that? We embrace the technology. We embrace, we actually converge, there's a term that's being used, mutate. Mutate was the term I heard in one of those conferences I attended. Digital technology and media needs to mutate and merge together to create a seamless experience that consumers can actually enjoy. Just to cap my presentation, I'd like to stress out 3 points. As media broadcasters, one of the most important points is I want to be ubiquitous, seen on selected or preferred devices and being relevant to my consumers. Ubiquitous, why? Because we already know that everything is now on devices. I want to be there in these devices. I want to be online. These devices are actually the ones being bought or followed or patronized by these consumers. And I want to be relevant because if I'm not relevant, people will not buy me. Very related itong statement basically with the earlier discussions. Yes, TV content is very relevant. Radio content is very relevant. But it's just a matter of how we embrace digital, merge it together, find ways on how we can give it out or distribute it to the consumers. The other key point that I wanted to stress out was while I am busy tending my current business, which is your current business now, broadcasting on the TV, broadcasting on radio, I should be thinking about the new business models. New business models being the digital landscape, being the devices, being these applications. Again, adapting these changes is something really very important to you because as content owners, we need to find ways on how to monetize them and develop. There's also this particular thing that I wanted to stress. Everybody has to have the imagination beyond the new business models to secure my future. Yes, we have these devices, we have these connections, ISPs, telcos, but we need to be ahead of everybody else. Because one business model will work fantastic ngayon, and everybody will follow. But there has to be a forward thinker in the group wherein that person will actually tell you, okay, we can be ahead of everybody else by creating a new model, by creating something different, and be ahead of everybody else, while taking care of the current business, while taking advantage or maximizing whatever content I have right now. And last but not the least of my key points is that content is essential, but consumer is the key that created the convergence of media. I cannot stress further enough with this particular statement, only because you as content owners are king. You dictate these contents. You generate these contents that people are consuming. But at the end of the day, these consumers want control. How do they want control? It's basically giving them access to choose what they want to watch, listen to what music they want to hear, to be able to have access to this. If you give them if you give them these contents to consume and find new models on how to monetize it, then that particular scenario brings you a marriage of this digital and the current broadcast industry. One example that I'd like to share with you that is related to what I've been trying to express earlier. My company was able to create an application on mobile that streams music video, that streams movies, that streams sports, and it's called UMAP. This application was devised basically because of the wants and needs of the consumers. We were listening, there was a need for adaptation because people were consuming content on TV, on radio, on laptops and computers. Pero in reality, we don't bring them every day. Every day, 101% sigurado ko lahat nakatelepono. May mobile phone, may smartphone. But while you're on the go, you want to consume your content. You want to listen to your music. On iPhone, I don't think there's radio, but there are radio apps. Again, that's because of consumer wants and needs. We were able to develop an application called UMAP, which is very interactive. It's basically you being given a selection of channels that you can select and watch on the fly. The thing is, ang next question, how do I watch this? Do I need to go online? Do I need to pay? Do I need to subscribe to something? Basically, the experience is giving you the freedom to connect online or while you're on the go, nakasakay ka sa bus, nakasakay ka sa kotse, traffic ka, you can connect through 3G. And it gives you basically the content that you want to consume. We have launched this application in the Philippines with Globe. So far, we're very much successful with it. But at the moment, we were able to identify as well that having the application in one device is very limiting. As earlier I was discussing, I need to be in everything else, in all devices, ubiquitous. In reply to that particular clamor or that particular side of the business now, we needed to address. We were able to create a browser-based application called Unique. It's very similar to the Aereo that you saw earlier, but the thing is, this unique application, browser-based application, enables users to access all these contents across all the devices. You only need one account. You only need one username and password. And we were able to address device dependencies by creating it compatible with all browsers from Chrome to Firefox to Safari. Caters for 90% of the devices? Yes, this basically answers the question, how I want to be distributed rather. The idea of this is basically having one access to all these contents across all my devices. The unique application enables you to view whatever selected content that you have. If you're on the go on your mobile phone, suddenly nasa office ka, you want to check out the news, then you just log on to that browser-based application. And the thing about Unique, it's very flexible. It's basically giving you the social network aspect, wherein while watching, you can tweet, or you can rather chat with your friends. You can, while watching on one screen, you can go outside that screen and click on the Facebook page and share messages. Basically, these applications were developed to address the consumer needs and the development race that's been happening in the country. So this is basically my product, and our company, Psychic Capital, has developed this. We're now established in the Philippines. And I'd like to thank the KBP for having me here and present what digital is all about and introducing Unique and Umang. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Matt Fernandez. Please.